so first shots ever with the 8.6. So first shot ever, and we get a jam. That's not great. It fired the round and didn't fully eject the casing. Still didn't eject. Huh. Alrighty. It didn't eject either one of the rounds that we just shot, but it feels pretty much just like 308. So we'll fire a couple more and see if it just needs to get broken in to function better, which it's a cheaper brand gun, so let's see. So even one round in the magazine, it fired, bolt went all the way back and locked up, but it still did not eject it. Not great. All right, so that was not great at all. We'll have to kind of disassemble this and clean it real good again, and oil it and see if that does anything. And it could be it just didn't like the ammunition, but we'll have to do that and revisit this. But until then, we'll go ahead and take it back and talk about the ammunition that we're using, the comparisons between 308 and 8.6 Blackout, and go over everything with this particular build. All right, so with the ammunition first, a size comparison. This is a 5.56, your standard AR-15 round. This is a 308, which is pretty much your standard AR-10 round. And obviously AR-15 and AR-10, you can get them in a bunch of different calibers. But AR-15 generally is usually 5.56, AR-10 usually is 308. And then this guy is the new 8.6, which are very expensive, but we'll get into that. This is the size comparison between 308 and the 8.6. And forgive the mess here, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but I finally got a chance to film this video, so we're gonna finally film the video. And I finally got it. So yeah, that's why there's so much going on here. So 8.6 versus 308. So with 308, you have a 30 caliber bullet in its standard 308 casing. With the 8.6 is you actually have a 338 round in a modified 308 casing. So same brass, just knocked down to accept this big guy. With the 308 velocity, usually you're going to get 2,800 feet per second. With the 8.6 is gonna be around 1,800 feet per second most of the time. 308 is generally used in longer barrels for best performance, usually somewhere around 20 inches long. And then with the 8.6, it's best used in a shorter barrel. And I've seen different people say different things. Most commonly, from what I've seen, a 12-inch barrel is kind of the sweet spot with 8.6. What we got is actually a 10.5-inch barrel, I believe. So somewhere around 12 inches is best for the new 8.6. And with the 308, usually your range is going to be around 800 yards or so, sometimes longer. And the 8.6, it is quite a bit bigger, so you're not going to get as far. And usually I've seen some people say like 300, some people talk about up to 500. So around 400 is about the sweet spot. So you're going to have about half the realistic distance with using an 8.6 versus your 308. And 308 works pretty good, unsuppressed and suppressed. The 8.6 round was actually made to be suppressed, just like 300 Blackout was. Same company that created 8.6 created 300 Blackout. So this is made to be ran in your AR-10. Made to be run in the AR-10 platform while suppressed, just like 300 Blackout is made for the AR-15 to be run suppressed. Now, at the particular time of filming this video, I do not have a suppressor for this. Hopefully I'll be getting one in the near future, and then we're going to revisit this and check out how quiet we can get this guy. So, and it is worth mentioning, as you've probably kind of already expected, 308 is cheaper round, cheaper than this. So cheaper and more readily available. The 8.6 is not that way. It is kind of somewhat hard to find, especially if you're getting ammo in your local gun store. I know my local one that I use most of the time, we had to find it, and they had 3 boxes, and it was not cheap. So that's everything with the actual round itself and comparing it to 308. Let's put this guy back together and check out what we actually got from Bear Creek Arsenal. Oh, and something I did forget to mention about the round specifically. I mentioned it is a AR-10 platform. So you can use your same magazines that you use for your 308 and your AR-10. And the particular round that I got is from Gorilla Ammunition. And I got subsonic ammunition just because it was the cheapest I could find. But that's why I went with that. No real reason other than that to do this video. So I think that's pretty much everything with the actual round. On to this guy. So this is the BC-10 from Bear Creek Arsenal. They did sponsor this video and send this out to me because I requested it. They didn't just reach out to me and said, hey, can you do a video with this? I actually wanted one of these, and I reached out to Bear Creek Arsenal and asked if they would send me one. So they did sponsor this video, and they did send it to me. I didn't actually pay for this, but I did have to buy ammunition, and when you buy these, it doesn't come with a magazine, so you have to have your own. So if you don't have an AR-10 and you buy one of these, you are going to have to find magazines somewhere. Just FYI. All right, so the BC-10 from Bear Creek Arsenal, obviously chambered in 8.6 Blackout. Something right off the bat, this upper for this does not have a regular standard charging handle. It is, as you can see, right side charging handle with a handle actually mounted onto the bolt carrier group. So you don't have a regular charging handle, and they did put this plug in here, which is really nice. So when you're running this suppressed, you don't get a whole bunch of gas blowing back in your face, which is really nice. Something else, you can get this in a bunch of different configurations. This one is actually in a pistol configuration, and funny story. Yeah, story time that will make you mad, and it definitely made me mad. Is, like I said, Bear Creek Arsenal sent this out to me, and I actually requested another firearm from them, which they also sent out. So with this being a pistol configuration, it's a pistol handgun, and the other thing I got from them was also a handgun. So I got 2 handguns in at the same time, and thanks, Virginia. I forgot that they had passed a law to where you cannot purchase more than one handgun in a 30-day period. Doesn't make any sense at all, no matter how you look at it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, but that's the law now. So you can't get more than one handgun, and since this is a handgun, I had two. The way you can get around this is if you have a concealed carry permit, which I did, and I pulled it out and I let it expire. So I was screwed. So I've got a firearm for the first time in my life in firearm jail at my local gun store for the next 30 days, unless I've already renewed my concealed carry permit, but I'm waiting for the actual permit to come in the mail, and I can't go back to the gun store without that. So I'm pretty much going to have to wait 30 days unless I get my new permit in the mail, in which as soon as I get that, then I can go get it. But yeah, that was fun. Trying to get to, forgot about that new law that they passed. And yeah, so I could only get one. So that'll be a while before that video comes out. But yeah, that's my pissed off little rant. Anyways, back to this. This is a pistol. You can get it in a bunch of different configurations in pistol and rifle configurations. This particular one has a 10.5-inch long barrel. It is a Parkerized SOCOM barrel, and I think it's made out of 4150 chrome moly. Comes in a 1-to-3 twist, which I think is pretty standard from anybody making barrels for the 8.6 Blackout round. And it does come in a pistol length gas system, which is standard as well. And I do believe off the top of my head, if I'm remembering right, that 300 Blackout is also the same way. You run that with a pistol length gas system also. And then we do have a M-LOK rail. This is a 9.5-inch M-LOK rail. Both of the receivers are made out of billet. The thread pitch on the barrel here for your muzzle device or a suppressor, if you have one, that I don't, the thread pitch is M18 by 1.5. This does weigh in at 5.5 pounds, so that is, it's hefty. It's got a little bit of weight to it, and I said this is a 10.5-inch, so if you go bigger, the weight's going to go up. So just keep that in mind. It is pretty big. It is pretty heavy. And as I said, this is a pistol configuration, so this is a pistol brace, not an adjustable stock. So that's what that is to make it a pistol. And if you are unaware, you cannot put a vertical grip on this, but you can put a angled grip. It's another one federally this time. That's I don't know how that makes sense. You can put a angled grip, but not a vertical grip on it. So yeah. You can get just an upper for this. Obviously, I got the whole complete firearm, but you can get the complete upper for this, and it should be able to slap on to just about any AR-10 lower. If I'm saying that right, I could be a little bit wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. As for the lower is pretty nice. But one thing, I know you can get these little rubber inserts that you pop in here just to like lock up your upper and lower receiver together better. This uses that, and this thing is tight. Your front takedown pin over here is really nice and easy to take out, but with that rubber piece in there, this thing is a you-know-what to get in and out. I have to give this a little love and tap to get it in and out to be able to take this guy apart, just so you know. And to reinstall this guy, I have to put the front pin in and then take this and squeeze the mess out of it and actually tap this pin to go in. So that is, and I've scratched the mess out of the pin anyways. But yeah, I did have to do that. That is my experience. This is the only one I've ever used. But yeah, just worth mentioning. Oh, and the trigger pull on this is, I think, right at about, and you reset, I think it's close to maybe 5 pounds, which is not bad. It's not phenomenal, but I mean, it's fairly nice. Might be a little bit more. Yeah, 5 pounds. Maybe a little bit more than 5, but somewhere around there. Triggers, not bad. Now you can get finally 8.6 builds from at least a couple of different companies now, and Bear Creek Arsenal actually finally released theirs, and they are very budget friendly company, so most of the stuff is like that. This was the most affordable one I could find anywhere. And most of the stuff we do here on the channel are budget friendly, so that's why I reached out to them and asked if we could put this video together. So yeah, they're very reasonably priced. So that is all for this video on this guy, which I am very excited. I've been wanting to check this out for a while. Like I said, I don't have a suppressor for this yet, but I do plan on getting one at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later, and I can do another video on this and check out how quiet we can get this 338 round to go. So I am looking forward to that, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.